Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're doing well. It's been a minute since I've had to do that. It's just like a little pit trap right here. Didn't quite see it until it was too late. Today I've got for you guys some fragrances that will absolutely pull positive attention your way. Yes, that compliment getting ilk. The sexy fragrance, all of them are gonna be linked in the description below. Feel free to check them out down there. And we're starting off with the only fragrance that could potentially ever start this video, because that's sexy in the name. And I mean, you can't have a video like this without a fragrance that says sexy in the name. They basically did the work for you, right? So it's from Carolina Herrera, and it's 212 Sexy Men, which maybe, you know, not the coolest name on earth to be like, yeah, so I'm wearing Sexy Men. It's a cool name. The bottle, 2 thumbs up, because it has a magnetic cap. Checkmate. Nowadays, 212 and a lot of Carolina Herrera fragrances in general don't get talked about quite as much as they used to in their heyday, outside of, you know, some of the bad boys. That actually sounds kind of weird. The bad boy fragrances. This one right here has a good dose of vanilla in there, slightly powdery vanilla. Also has gaiac wood, some mandarin orange, pepper, and sandalwood as well. And it's a little bit similar, to Le Male, the original Le Male. That vanilla especially is what's gonna tie it in with Le Male, but then it also has, of course, that nice little bit of woodiness. It has some nice spiciness as well. Kind of like a blend of warm and sweet, and also a little bit of freshness as well. Performance, actually pretty good. Longevity is solid, projection not bad. You can find it at discounters for about 40 bucks or so nowadays. And next year in 2026 will be its 2-decade anniversary, but it still works. The next one I wanna share with you guys has one of the best atomizers of all time, even though it is, at the end of the day, just kind of a cheaper clone fragrance. Check this out. That's really good. I sprayed myself. I'm a moron. The bottle was angled correctly. The atomizer was not. That's bad. So this one is from Arabiat Prestige. It's called Marwa. It has very solid performance for a spring and summertime fragrance, and it smells quite similar to this right here, Imagination, which is something that we need to never lose. Don't lose that childlike imagination. I'm just playing, I don't care, go away. So in terms of notes, you have tea in here, you have neroli, you have a good dose of citrus off the top, bergamot, lemon, and orange, so a nice cocktail of citrusy notes. You also have ginger in here, a little bit of woodiness as well. For summertime, smells absolutely fantastic, and if you're somebody who likes imagination, but you don't like the imagination price tag, this is one of the best ones out there that you can get to wear in place of that, and also atomizer. I just like spraying that. I want to reiterate once again that if really cheap clone brands can get atomizers that are that good and slap them on every single fragrance they're putting out, you ain't got no excuse. You're coming out with a niche fragrance that's like $300, $400, $200, whatever, and your atomizer sucks nuts, fix it. Same thing with designers, man. Some of these designer atomizers are so bad. Please fix that. Please no more the little sprinkly dinkly atomizers. I hate it. But it's refillable. I don't care. I want it to spray. Ooh, yeah. We are back to reality with Ralph's Club, the new one, New York, of course by Ralph Lauren. Has a shiny yet see-through bottle. And this one is kind of interesting in that it is very much a versatile, everyday wear type of fragrance that could potentially remind you of some other things out there, but it has some twists that make it its own. And one thing this fragrance absolutely is addictive. It's really addictive. The more you smell it, the more you wear it, the more you wear it, the more you wear it. Yeah, you just reach for it a lot. Big compliment puller. People love the way this stuff smells. Off the top, the most interesting thing is gonna be the black currant, which makes sense because that's really what they were advertising this one for. I brought this up a few times now, but basically they said this is the first men's fragrance using black currant, which of course it isn't, but it is still a nice addition, a nice twist to the scent. A little touch of tartness in there along with the citrus when you first spray it on, but also sweet as well. So very appealing, attention grabbing, as I said. As it dries down, it's a little basic in terms of having geranium and lavender in there, at the forefront, but still extremely well done. And it does take on more of a classy aspect as it dries down, maintaining some of the sweetness from the opening. You've got a nice vanilla in the dry down along with some woods as well. And this is definitely one you want to keep your eyes on at discounters because sometimes Ralph's Club gets marked way down. And if this one ends up getting marked way down, it is an absolute steal. You can wear it pretty much whenever. Now we got some fragrances to go, but first we got some codes to go. The Gift Express code has changed. Now it's 15% off if you spend over $400. That's a lot of money. If you spend under that, that's 10% off. The reason for that is it was originally a one-time code. That means if you used it once, you could no longer use it ever again. But now it's unlimited uses, so yay. All the other codes are, as you see on your screen, usable across a multitude of different websites to save yourself some cash. Next one, this, Explorer from Mont Blanc. We all know the drill with this one, all of us. Every single one of you. Even if you've never watched a fragrance video in your life, somehow subconsciously you know what the deal is with this one. You feel it. You understand, you know. It is basically Aventus, only done with a designer style in mind. And just like Aventus, you can wear it pretty much whenever you want. People love it, big compliment puller, all that good stuff. Fresh, spicy, and citrusy off the top. It is a not quite as smoky take on Aventus. Instead, a little more zingy, and then as it dries down, a clean woodiness. Classy, versatile, easy to wear. Yes, all of those things. And also at discounters, not too expensive. There are, of course, a ton of fragrances that are in an Aventus style, but you can't go wrong with Explorer. Let's go with something very strong, more for fall and winter time. Stronger with You Intensely. Now, this type of fragrance has become enormously popular. It's basically all over the place. Every single brand out there basically is like, yo, can we get our version of this? Or something that competes with it, at least, if it doesn't smell similar. So what's the deal with Stronger With You Intensely? Well, toffee and vanilla, a lot of those notes. Also cinnamon, nutmeg, amber, suede, lavender, a little bit of pink pepper as well. And it could give you that chestnut sort of accord that you find across most of the Stronger With You fragrances. And obviously there are going to be some similarities between this and the original Stronger With You absolutely, and a number of the other flankers. But this one right here, probably the strongest of the bunch, if you're just looking for straight up projection and longevity. Also very sweet and a little bit cozy as well, especially if you don't spray it on too heavily. Super sexy, people absolutely love this, and there is a reason that this took the Stronger With You line from moderately successful to massive. And it was the first flanker, to be fair, so it's not like, no. The next one is very different. It's Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma, Green Stravaganza. Quite the name, quite the name. I am waiting for the time when they come out with a new flanker in the Valentino Uomo Born in Roma line, where the flanker name is so long, they can't even fit it on the box. I feel like we're getting close, we're getting close. They just need to just ramp it up just a little more insanity, please. Green Stravaganza is a different type of fragrance in this lineup because most of the Born in Romas are quite sweet. And not that this one is devoid of sweetness, but it is not as sweet as something like Born in Roma Intense or Choral Fantasy or Yellow Dream, or you get the drift. This one makes use of a very simplified 3-note note breakdown that has coffee, interestingly enough, along with bergamot and vetiver, which is going to give it a nice woodiness as it dries down. And I know when you see the name Green Stravaganza and you see the bottle and it's green writing, green color of the juice, all that stuff, the first thing that pops into your head is probably not coffee, but it actually works pretty well. It's a green coffee, hence the color and name and everything else, but it does retain the characteristic smell of coffee beans. The citrus adds a nice smoothness to the scent, and if you're somebody who doesn't like things that are just straight up sweet on top of sweet, which a lot of fragrances nowadays are, this one could work out really well for you because it gives you a touch of that sweetness, enough to get attention, but doesn't go overboard with it, and gives you that coffee that's gonna set it apart from most other things. Lumiere Garçon is next. An interesting bottle presentation. This one is French Avenue, part of Fragrance World. And yeah, it has this huge cap, this huge fuzzy cap. I'm not a massive fan of the look, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It could be a stock bottle, you know, just a plain square bottle, and if what's inside smells great, then that's the most important thing. But you know, we'll complain where we can. It's being a Karen. I mean, it's different. At least as soon as I look at my collection, I'm like, oh, there it is, yeah. So I guess I guess that's okay. Now, in terms of the smell, this is quite similar to the One Luminous Night, which is amazing and also pricey. It's expensive. Actually, I haven't checked for a minute to see what the price is currently. Let's look. I am on eBay, the One Luminous Night. We need to avoid any potential fake listings, so let's see. So we got one in box here, $425. No box, $265, $20 delivery from Jordan, $475 right there, $265 right here again in Jordan. Oh, it's the same one. So yeah, expensive. This is a great alternative, really nice clone to that fragrance. Do understand it's not an exact one-to-one. It has like a slight bump in the incense in here, comparatively speaking, at least to my nose. But most of the rest of it is pretty much spot on. Also has really solid longevity, obviously gonna be a fall winter time fragrance. But if you want something that smells similar to that very exclusive The One, but you don't want to spend 500 bucks to get the box and everything with it, you can check that out. Now, a newer release, new-ish release, Tommy Hilfiger's Impact Parfum. And they did away with the gimmick, guys. It's very depressing, but the cap used to come with a very small, turdy little atomizer in here. Pretty much useless, because nobody really wants to take the cap off of their bottle and toss this in their pocket and then open it up through the day and go, and then when it runs out, how are you going to replace it? I don't know. Yes, a gimmick, but still, and that's another gimmick in the dustbin of history. Very depressing. Actually, I don't care. So this broski right here is about 40 bucks at discounters. That's kind of the price that you would be expected to find this for right now. Time goes on, it's possible that drops down a little bit further. Now, note breakdown wise, this one, pretty simple, not a whole heck of a lot going on. Oud, suede, vanilla, and elemi. That is the note breakdown, 4 notes. So I guess that's better than the 3-note ones. Now this smells quite similar to Stronger With You, but not this one, Stronger With You Oud. Yeah, the way that the vanilla and the oud note in here come across are very reminiscent of how they're used in Stronger With You Oud, which is another fragrance that will probably start going up in price over the next year or so. At least guessing, you know, looking at Stronger With You leather and some of that stuff. So do understand that's the way the sweetness hits in this one. I personally really enjoy that, but if you're somebody who's Stronger With You Oud, if you've smelled that one, if you didn't like that one, if it didn't work for you, this one probably is not gonna work for you either, because it is definitely on the sweeter side of an oud forward scent, or a Western oud style scent. Afnan 9 p.m. is next. Yes, another one of those scents that everybody knows about. It's cheap. It's real cheap, actually. At discounters, super affordable, which is one of the reasons it's so popular. You know, good performance, great versatility, compliment factor, all of that grabs attention. Smells similar to Ultramall from Jean Paul Gaultier, only at a fraction of the price. Really nice fruity sweetness as soon as you spray this stuff on. Great during spring, during fall, during winter, a daytime or evening in those situations. During summer, probably only a night fragrance, and depending on where you're going, what you're doing. Enormously popular and for good reason. Had to throw that one in there. Next up, this one. It is another elixir scent. This is Forever Wanted Elixir. The 2 big notes in this one, raspberry and leather. And you remember what I said before about the atomizer? How the atomizer here, really good and all that stuff. This atomizer, ooh, it sucks. Azzaro, fix it. But I guess I will let it slide because the fragrance itself, really, and once again, addictive. Wife loves it, pretty much everybody loves it. So along with that raspberry and leather, you have citrus in here, you have cardamom, you have some woodiness in there from vetiver, you've got lavender as well. Very solid longevity. And if you want a leather forward fragrance that is sweet enough, wearable enough that you can pull it off pretty much whenever you want in fall and winter, that's going to get a lot of positive attention, you should definitely check this out. If you want to spend $1 bajillion, you can check this out, Afternoon Swim by Louis Vuitton. We talked about Imagination up here, an alternative to Imagination, Afternoon Swim. You know, also very expensive, of course, but works really well during summertime, especially if you love citrus scents, and I do, thankfully. The only real drawback with Afternoon Swim is the performance is not great. So you do have to blast it on a little bit heavy if you want it to stick around or project a little bit better. But as far as like vacation, beach kind of fragrances, that are, again, very citrus forward, without going full rindy, without being potentially off-putting, because sometimes citrus forward fragrances don't work for everybody. It will make them think of like cleaner products and stuff like that. If you want something that's very citrus forward that can still be worn and appreciated by pretty much everybody and you don't mind spending money, that one. We'll finish with another fragrance with a little bit of coffee in there. Gentleman's Society Extreme. So as I said, coffee, but also iris in here. Narcissus, vetiver, vanilla, sandalwood, even a touch of nutmeg as well. And you can probably tell just by hearing that note breakdown, this is gonna be another fall winter type scent. A classy fragrance with like a hint of nuttiness to it as well, the way that it comes across. Rich, deep, sweet, sexy, elegant as well. The coffee is not overly roasted here, so you don't have any harshness to it. Has a touch of powder also as it dries down. Just a great, slightly mature, but sexy fragrance. So there we go, guys. There are 12 different options for you. Some of these more anytime fragrances, some more summertime, some more fall winter. There's a little something here for everybody. I wanna thank you guys for hanging with me here today until the end. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.